Terry's in Southgate. Terry, what would you like to say?
Oh, hi, James. Yeah, you've changed it to smuggled, which is the correct word, rather than sorry, I forget the claim before. But yeah, that's my problem. I don't think they were trafficked at all. So I think saying
why not?
They were trafficked.
Sorry, I must withdraw that. Then I mean, smuggled and trafficked are synonyms on this occasion.
Well, yeah. I mean, for example, my annoyance with the whole painting her as being trafficked is that she was picked up in Bethnal Green with the other girls, chucked in a lorry. They were smuggled across to, Syria.
No, mate. Most victims of sex trafficking willingly get into the vehicles that bring them across the world because they're told
Sure?
They're told lies about where they're going. They're told that they've got jobs, or that they've got.
That's not my understanding of it. My understanding of it is
5 minutes ago, 40 seconds ago, you couldn't remember the word.
Right, no, because you changed a minute ago.
But you couldn't remember the word you didn't like, and now you're trying to school me on what it really means, Terry.
You were using the word trafficking, and you changed it to smuggle.
No, I've used both words in the same conversation. I'm not changing one from the other.
They're the same thing, do you?
Yes, in the context of this conversation. They can mean different things in the context of other conversations, but trafficking is not kidnapping. Trafficking often involves people who have willingly got into the vehicle that transports them across borders. Just as grooming, another word that's very pertinent to this conversation.
Grooming applies.
Always involves victims who are seduced. They are persuaded into doing these things. And at the time of doing them, sometimes they would argue that they were doing it of their own free will. But we know, of course, that they weren't, and often they reach that realization later themselves. I mean, it's an odd thing to be picking up on, Terry.
It's not, James. Not when.
Oh, it is.
Some of the stories I know about trafficking from Eastern Europe don't involve people willingly jumping into the back of lorries. Okay,
it wouldn't be with sex trafficking. It wouldn't usually be a lorry. It would be a minibus or a coach. I mean, it's all very well documented. So let's say some people.
We had the lorry full of Chinese people, didn't we? Turn up.
Yes, but that's not your experience of things in Eastern Europe, is it?
No,
and they did get in. Terry, they did get into the lorry willingly.
Yes. But you're talking about the three girls that went to join ISIS?
No, I'm talking about the Chinese people who were coming here to work in the black economy, having been made various promises about what their new lives would look like.
Well, again, that's speculation. I doubt you've had conversations with anyone that knew them.
For a start, I think they were Vietnamese. Terry, I think everybody knows why you rang up, but do carry on.
Okay, so the reason I rang up is you started the conversation with allegedly about this Canadian special agent, and then you used the words...
the reason you rang up was because you didn't like the word trafficking, Terry, unless you were fibbing 3 minutes ago.
No, that's it. That's 100% it. Yeah,
right.
It doesn't apply.
No, but we've just established that it does apply, and that some people will be trafficked, some people will get into the vehicle willingly, and some people, which you have great experience of in Eastern Europe, as you proved by citing some Vietnamese people that you called Chinese, some people may be put into vehicles against their will. So in a sentence, Terry, what is the point that you rang in to make?
The point I rang in to make, James, is basically that they weren't trafficked, okay? She obviously wants to come back to the UK now because she's in a hardship and it didn't work out for her. Who knows what she's witnessed? Who knows what she's done? And alas, there are people like you that are lauding it that probably do want her. I mean, do you want her to come back to the UK?
What am I lauding?
The fact that she's, this poor little girl's been trafficked and held.
What do you think lauding means?
Well, in other words, you're pushing the point that you.
No, what do you think lauding means? I'm genuinely curious.
You think that she's innocent?
She's not. What, innocent of what?
Innocent of being. Well, she was trafficked in the way you're selling it.
We've established that means. What do you think lauding means? We know you don't know what trafficking means. What do you think lauding means?
You talk, James, then I'll talk. And if you can let me finish.
I'm asking you a question. What does lauding mean? I want to be clear that I understand what you're saying.
Okay. Lauding, in my opinion, is you.
We've got to agree on a dictionary definition, mate. What do you think lauding means?
Well, James, you're a much more eloquent and
you can say that again, but it's a word you used. I'm asking you what it means. What does lauding mean?
Well, to big up a situation, to make it seem the case when it's not.
Okay, should we leave it there?
No.
To big up a situation to make it seem a case when it's not.
James, again, you can try and cut me down on my lack of
Terry,
of
you used the word.
yourself.
You used the word. You don't know what it means. You don't know what trafficking means. You don't know what lording means. You don't know what grooming means. You don't know what goodbye means.
I might give you some more ammunition. Why don't you just let me speak for a second?
Go on then.
Okay. So my point is, James, you started this conversation with allegedly, okay? And the way you are now describing things as if they are factual, okay? And
It's 12 noon.